Brodes Media.
What is going on, everyone? Eagles-Broncos Sunday afternoon. Let's talk about it first. If you're new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button as well. And real quickly, if you're looking to go to any NFL game, NBA game, NHL game, utilize the promo code BRODES at SeatGeek's checkout page for $20 off of your tickets. It's a no-brainer. You're basically eliminating your fees right from the jump. So, promo code BRODES, SeatGeek, utilize it, get yourself to a game. With that being said, enjoy the show. What is going on, everyone? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Brodes. Normally, I record my Football Friday podcast for Friday. Well, this week it's a little different. Football Saturday is where we're at, and I think this is a big test for the Eagles because the Denver Broncos can actually stop the run. The Denver Broncos actually have an offense where their completion percentage with Teddy Bridgewater has already been successful, and they have been able to target some guys downfield in a respectful area as well, which now Jonathan Gannon, Nick Sirianni, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So the last time Nick Sirianni was coaching, the last 3 weeks, I should say, going up against the Raiders, going up against the Chargers, going up against, who else was it? The Lions. These teams could get run on with ease, which made the game plan very simple from the front, which, you heard me. It's impossible to screw this up. You cannot mess this up. Run the damn football with Jordan Howard. The Lions are 29th in the league in rushing. The Chargers are 32nd in the league in rushing, and the Raiders are 28th in the league in rushing. I'm talking about allowing the run game to dominate and dictate the pace of the action. So it's not going to be as easy, okay? The Denver Broncos can make you one-dimensional by stopping the run, and now we have to see if Jalen Hurts can throw the rock like we need him to be consistently in the middle of the field. Inside the hashes is a way to target the Denver Broncos. Have we seen that? No. According to Hembo, and I heard him on 97.5 The Fanatic this week, he's only done that 9 times so far throughout the season. So let's see who Jalen Hurts is. This will tell us, can they get the ball to Dallas Goedert? Will they still be able to run down their throat? Maybe. And is Nick Sirianni going to even try that first? Or will it be something similar to what happened against the Chargers where you're in shotgun, you're trying to pass the ball early, and you see if that works? And if it doesn't, then you go right back to the run game. Or does the run game, it's like, we'll see, because Jordan Howard's been strong. The offensive line has been fantastic to help that run game kind of get going, to chug along. Boston Scott, how does this work? Kenneth Gainwell. So, I'm really fascinated. This is going to tell me a lot about this coaching staff and this quarterback. Because it was easy as hell the last few weeks. It was right there sitting in front of your face. It was right there on a silver platter saying, hello, Nick Sirianni, use this knowledge to your advantage. Well, now, and look, with 17 throws last week, can you do that? Is that a recipe to succeed nonstop in this league to beat teams? I'm going to say no. Now, I heard Brian Westbrook get asked that question, and I thought he made a magnificent point. Maybe it is. If Jalen Hurts, and this is a big if Jalen Hurts makes his throws the way that he needs to make those throws. What do I mean by that? Hit Dallas Goedert. Hit Devontae Smith. You can't be 11 of 17, but what if you're 13 of 17 or 15 of 17? But then it goes back to, if Jonathan Gannon's defense was going up against Jalen Hurts, do I have the thought process that Jalen Hurts has the skill level, the efficiency, and the accuracy to do what Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, and some of these quarterbacks have been doing? No, I don't. I don't see him as a 34 of 37 kind of guy. A 32 of 38 kind of guy. I don't think so. So that's where it concerns me. And if you're going to have to throw the football more than 17 times, which I think you do in this game, because if the run game gets you 1 yard, 2 yards, now you're set up for 3rd and 7 consistently, I don't know if you're going to be able to win. And let's be realistic. Outside of Dallas Goedert and outside of Devontae Smith in the passing game, It's not as if they have, and I like Quez Watkins, and he does have the burst and the speed, and we've seen him been successful. He's also been a little bit quiet as well. And look, I say that now, and this is going to be a game where he explodes for 6 catches and an obnoxious amount of yards, and I'd be pumped if that's the case. My point being, though, in the passing game, they've struggled to pass the ball around, but that's what happens when you have limited throws, when you're not having your quarterback throw the football 25, 26, 27, 29, hell, in the 30s, close to 40s with some of these other throwing quarterbacks. That's why the distribution is not there, on top of Jalen Reagor having his issues, and Quez Watkins maybe still learning how to be a professional at this level and learning some or needing to learn some of the other routes in the route tree. So I'm going to learn a lot about Nick Sirianni's thought process entering the week, which is massive for me. And the first drive or so won't tell me that, because I thought he tried to get cute and play a mind game last week with the whole passing concept early, when it was clear and obvious that running the ball was going to be your method of winning. And I don't know if he starts out with another series or two early on. Was that really what his full-on process was? Is that the trick? Vic on the other side. And speaking of the other side, Pat Shurmur is going to be unavailable due to COVID protocols. So he's not even going to be calling the game for Denver, which could be massive, right? I mean, that's huge in terms of your flow, in terms of your creativity, in terms of your on-field experience guy. All right, Pat Shurmur has been around the block. Now, I don't know who's going to be making those calls now, but we can't act as if that's not massive. And I know you kind of put the game plan together for the week, and Pat Shurmur has his voice, but ultimately, we talk about this all the time, especially with Nick Sirianni early. It's different. When you're out there on the sidelines, you got the headset on, it's different. The feel of the game, the flow of the game, lacking that experience can definitely be crucial to the outcome of the game or not. So I'm very, 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 very fascinated to see what happens if Jordan Howard and them can't succeed. If they do, and they win with that same game plan, and they run the football down Denver's throat, I'd be stoked. That'd be awesome. Tell me something about this run game being more than just the product on the other side. The Lions blow. The Chargers can't stop a nosebleed. The Raiders are struggling to stop the run, right? I mean, it's been looking this effective because the other side has been so putrid in that area. If they show me, hold on, Jordan Howard, he's fresh. He's mean. He's pissed off. He talked about it. There were some dark times on that practice squad, considering where he once was. Maybe that downhill run is just going to murder anybody, no matter if you're 6th, if you're 9th, if you're 28th, in terms of not being, in terms of run game and trying to stop the run. This offensive line, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata. Now, Andre Dillard got a little banged up at the end of practice there. So keep your eyes on any sort of, if something were to happen with your lineman scenario. But let's see. And then, of course, the testing of the arm of Jalen Hurts. He made some nice throws last week. And he made some outstanding plays with his legs. Let's just not overlook that. Scrambling, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, front flips to get the first down. But those throws to Devontae Smith, the touchdown throw to Devontae Smith, Denver's banged up a bit. We'll see. I'm rooting for the kid. See, this is what I don't like. If I put something in my title, for example, like I did last week, and I said, I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts yet, that doesn't mean I'm not rooting for him. It doesn't mean I can't see him being the guy, right? It's not as if I'd be stunned and I'd drop dead if he continued to grow. No, he's got that work ethic. He's got that determination. He's got that will. He's got the proper approach to the game and to the growth of a professional athlete. But I have my concerns, and it's fair. That's what I don't understand. For the Jalen Hurts stands out there, isn't it clear and obvious that there are reasonable concerns? Can he throw the ball 60 yards downfield and have it all aired out? Yeah. But does he need every single ounce of his entire body to do it? And he needs his feet properly set every single time, or everything needs to be right? Yeah. Can you succeed with that over a long period of time? Maybe. If you have the right team, maybe. We always use the Tennessee Titans and Ryan Tannehill and a Derrick Henry run game as someone that could be just somewhat of a manager as long as the surrounding pieces make sense. Sure, maybe. There's a difference between that and guys who just roll to the right and zip it out of their hands. There's not only one way to succeed in this league. There's plenty of ways to have success as a franchise. But I feel it's fair to say I have my wonders. I have my thoughts. I have my concerns. I have my fears based off of some of the spots that he lacks in. But we'll see. We'll see. This is a huge one for me because it's no longer a team that has X amount of deficiencies defensively that make it so glaring. Now there's a little bit more thinking involved, and the execution has to be sharper. And you have to do things that make you more uncomfortable. And I like that because when you're uncomfortable and when adversity hits, it tells you more about who you are. And I don't know if it's necessarily being uncomfortable, but it's just the fact that there's more talent and there's better play on the other side. And also with the whole arm throwing thing, we can't forget they're playing in Denver too. So how much of that, maybe it gets a benefit of the doubt here. Or maybe not benefit of the doubt. I'm using all the wrong terms. Maybe more along the lines of he gets a little extra zip on his passes due to the fact of the altitude. I heard Ricky Bo talking about the altitude, though, when he was playing. And he's like, dude, it's no joke. I've never been out there. I don't know what it's like. I've never breathed that air. But I'll tell you what, you hear a lot of the stories about the impact that it makes. There's a reason why teams have a tough time going into not just the Broncos scenario, but Denver sports, Colorado sports in general. And the advantage that these players have when they're consistently playing here, where they're accustomed to that feel, and it's easier for their body to kind of settle in. So there's also a defensive side of this. Gannon versus Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater, 70.2% completion percentage. He's 11th in yards per attempt, 7.6. He's 7th in intended air yards per attempt. So there's a lot more to it than just, he's dinking and dunking down the field. No, he's still making some legitimate throws there, and he's being tested as well because naturally I think, okay, if you see that he's so great at percentage and throwing the football to his teammates and he's legitimately hitting them and targeting them where it needs to be targeted for them to make catches, why not test them deeper? Because he can clearly catch and throw, right? Simple pitch and throw, simple catch and throw and catch. He can do that. He does it. His completion percentage says it, and some. He does it and some. So with that knowledge, maybe test him a bit. Put pressure on him. You can get to the quarterback. 2.84 seconds is what he averages before he throws the football. Let's go defensive front. Fletch, Javon, Derek Barnett. No stupid penalties, but Joshua, let's go. Let's go. Let's get to the quarterback. The opportunity is there. Win your battles. Beat your linemen. Get aggressive. That's enough time. That's enough time to get home and make Teddy Bridgewater uncomfortable. As much as we've talked about his completion percentage and how he's a guy who can make his passes, he's not a world beater either. All right, he's not the greatest quarterback in the world either. He's a serviceable guy that has some experience, that can make some nice throws and can make some tough throws here and there. But, let's be realistic. He's a beatable guy, and with your offense, your defensive front, as much as you want to say they stink, they're pathetic, they're awful, I think they're better than what they showed you last week. I think the soft coverage with the cornerbacks play a major role in them not getting home, and I don't anticipate that changing with Sutton and Jerry Jeudy and Patrick having a nice week previously. There's something about Jonathan Gannon just being absolutely scared and very, very soft in his approach. He's so nervous, but it goes back to you have enough of a sample size to know that the death by a billion paper cuts doesn't work. So if you're so scared of the other way not working, the alternative not working, it doesn't matter because what you want to do does not get home. It does not work. You do not win because of it. It shows. It's clear as day. So if the alternative doesn't work either, fine. at least give us an opportunity to see if that is the case or not. You want to talk about some weapons they have? How about Williams? All right, he's going to make you miss. You have to make your tackles. TJ Edwards, some of these linebackers, you're going to have a tough day at the office. Here's where I'll give the Eagles defense a lot of credit and Jonathan Gannon a lot of credit. They've done a phenomenal job at stopping the run as of late. That's been an area that they've clearly focused on, and that's been strong. All right, step one, make improvements there. They did that. Williams, though, he can dance around and make you miss. And I like TJ Edwards. He's been playing strong as of late, better as of late, been giving you some toughness as of late. But he's got his deficiencies, too. He's no perfect player. I think that there are some fans out there that are using Eric Wilson and Alex Singleton maybe as the bar and going down the road of TJ Edwards. Look, he's solid. The bar is pretty low prior to that. Getting back to that defensive front, though, or I should say Teddy Bridgewater, he's been sacked 26 times. 26 times. But it's all one. The defense is all one as a unit. The corners have to play tough. And I don't know if they're necessarily going to. You could talk about blitzes all you want. Go look at that Miami-Baltimore game. Let me know how many times they blitzed. They blitzed. They blitzed. They blitzed. Don't tell me that. Well, the Eagles blitz more than they ever have. First off, they're half-ass blitzes. They're half-ass. They're not legitimate full. They're not like sending guys. It's nonsense. It's half-ass. And also with Darius Slay and Avonte Maddox a bit banged up last week, we saw Darius Slay with the hammy. We saw Avonte Maddox leave the game, but then he re-entered the game. Just something to monitor as they're out there competing. One play and a hammy, one play and this or that could happen, and then you're really screwed and you're playing with some fire there. So something to monitor. Offensive line play, Andre Dillard, left tackle, anything happening there. If anything happens where Mailata has to go to the right side and what you can throw in there. Or I guess you'd probably keep Mailata there and work with some of the other guys, Herbig and whatnot. So just something to monitor as guys that are a bit working with some tweaks to their body. And with that, we're going to go to the Anytime Hotline here to hear your thoughts on the game. Before we do, WinView is the nation's leading sports predictor, allowing you to compete in pregame or live contests against any other people, not the house. What you do is you answer 8 questions about each game before it begins or play in quarter-long contests while you're watching the game to take your experience to the next level. They're doubling your deposit bonus up to $100. For all first-time users, your first deposit will be doubled up to $100. That means if you spend $50, you'll get $100. If you deposit and spend $100, you'll get $200. This is the perfect bonus to take advantage of during the NBA, MLB, NFL, and NHL season. WinView has long contests, pregame contests, live contests. All you need to do is answer questions against other people, not the house. Not about spreads, not about salary caps, not about over-unders. It's so damn fun. Check it out down below, winview.tv/Brodes. I play it nonstop. I'm addicted to it, sort of like TikTok. I'm scrolling every single second of the day, answering all these questions about the games, trying to win myself some damn cash. And I do, damn it, and I do. With that said, let's head on over to the hotline. Let's hear from you. Here we go.
Football Friday, Eagles-Broncos. How do we feel about it? Well, it's a road game, so I feel better about it from an Eagles victory standpoint since we can't win at home. I have a feeling the Eagles are going to win this game. I don't know why, but like it's been said, we're not facing any more prolific passers for the rest of the year, and I don't see Teddy Bridgewater lighting us up like a Christmas tree. It's always tough to win in Denver, but I'll go with the Eagles in a close game, 21-16. And, hopefully they continue to run the ball, and we'll see what Jonathan Gannon can do defensively.
See, I don't feel good about this one. I really don't. And you're right. Teddy Bridgewater shouldn't be a world beater out there. But guess what? I mean, we've seen plenty of quarterbacks just have lethal days where I can't rule out him having a very strong one in his own regard. So, each week we say there is a chance to win, right? When you see some of these teams, the Chargers, you could run on, there is a chance to have success. Against the Raiders, there is a chance to have success. And I'm not ruling it out completely, but if I'm looking at the percentages, I think there's a smaller percentage to feel good about this one where I can't go there. It's very limited, the amount of times entering each week where I say, I could see it. I could legitimately see it. Sure, I'm not ruling it out. It's not impossible. Maybe Jordan Howard is that hungry. Maybe Jordan Howard will feast. Or maybe Javon Hargrave will get back on that tear where he's mowing down linemen and he's getting to the quarterback, and Teddy Bridgewater's going to hold on to the football very long to give them that chance to win that battle, right? I mean, it's there. It is there. It's there. I just don't love the percentage. I'm asking for more. Well, if this, if that, while with some of these other matchups, it was dead ass right from the jump. No, you can do this. You can. I'm saying maybe you can. Maybe you could run on this tough defense who knows how to stop the run. It's going to be more difficult. So this week, I don't feel as strongly. Heading into a Giants game, heading into a Washington football game, heading into a game against the Lions, heading into the game against the Jets, right? You see the difference here, and I just think it's going to be extremely difficult for them. I don't see this one, and I'm a little surprised that Sean, who is a fantastic caller, who calls in all the time, I'm surprised that that's the road you're going down. Because normally, I could get the feel, I could get the sense. You're not overly optimistic. You're not overly positive. You say it how it is. Well, what we've seen out of this team as of late, it's been improved offensively, but has it been improved offensively based off of the talent that you've been seeing? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. And that's why I'm looking forward to this game at 425. Most of the time, it's like, here we go again. All right, this is going to be something. No, this one's like, okay. Maybe by the first quarter, though, or the second quarter, maybe by halftime, if they're down 21-3, maybe I have a different feel. If they can't get off the field, their defense can't get off the field, and here's Teddy Bridgewater going on 7-minute drives, scoring at ease. Maybe then it goes, uh-oh, here we go again. But as of right now, I don't feel very confident in terms of winning. They could have a moral victory on us, and I'd be okay with that. I know people are like, no, it's like kissing your sister. There's no such thing as moral victories. It's only about wins or losses. No, this year is a lot more about moral victories, because that would mean Nick Sirianni is actually progressing and showing us signs. That would tell us that Jalen Hurts is actually doing a little bit better here if, the offense is clicking, they're moving, they're doing well. The problem would be, what if the offense looks putrid and horrendous, and then Jonathan Gannon figured it out a little bit to show more versatility, to bring a little bit more fire and blitz, and then actually have some disguises involved to confuse Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe there's more press coverage, more man-to-man, more things like that, where one side of the ball that has been progressing takes a major step back against a quality opponent instead of playing miserable opponents when when you're looking at their defense. Like we said, Lions, Raiders, Chargers, and then the other side takes a step. And then it's like we're just flip-flopping and very inconsistent. That would put us in a pretzel. So let's be realistic. That's probably what's going to happen, because nothing's easy. All right, what's next? Oh, nope. Here we go.
Just want to add a little levity. I'm watching your November 10th Eagles podcast. I don't expect to get on the air, but where is Buddy Ryan? My God, I don't even know whether you were born yet when he was their coach. But the Eagles are going to get fucking slammed this week, I'm afraid. So I don't ever give up, and I love my team no matter what happens. See you, buddy.
I don't even know where to go with that. I love that. The old school guys, right? The Jim Johnsons, the Buddy Ryans. I need that football back in my life. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know where to go from there, honestly, with that call. Only because at the end, it's like we're going to get fucking slammed. We'll see. I don't know what to expect. And that's why my intrigue level is so high. Because there's so many different ways that this can go. There's so many different areas and so many different things that are a focus. What's Jalen Hurts all about here? What if they are forced to throw the ball more than 17 times? It's telling you a lot that they're not throwing the ball that much because of where they are with Jalen. And if he is dared to throw 35 times, you going to win? What if it's 28? You going to win? I don't know. I'm like lost for words right now thinking about how this is going to play out. I don't feel great, though, in terms of getting the win. I don't see it happening this week. I would love to be wrong. That'd be a fantastic road win. Especially after the way they played last week where as much as we're going to beat down on that defense because they couldn't get off the field and the last few drives, 6 minutes plus, can't create a turnover, I'll say this. It could have went either way. That was a very close, hard-fought battle. They weren't far off from winning that game. They win this game. You start rolling in and looking at the schedule. We know it opens up a bit. They still have New Orleans, though, before it starts opening up even more. Just build confidence to keep this team rolling from here. You know, it's funny. I keep hearing it would be bad for this team to win. Why do you want this team to win so bad? I have the long-term in effect. Because there's something about not having a losing culture that I find important. I don't want Nick Sirianni, and for them to be 12 weeks into their first year and just be like, yeah, we're losers. We don't have the mentality to win games anymore. We're giving up. We're selling a product to our 53 men in our locker room that we don't care anymore. That's a horrible way to live in the NFL. I don't want to be that. That's the Jets. That's the Lions. That's a team that it takes years and years and years and years to build yourself out of that, and they can't even get out of their own way. I don't want to start following that trend of those disaster teams. So that's why I still want to win. Yeah, the draft picks are going to fall where the draft picks fall. And a Week 18 type of scenario similar to last year's Week 17, that's different. We're not at that point yet. So let's not get too carried away with the whole, you shouldn't win. You shouldn't try to win. Yeah, you should try to win. Yes, you should. And you shouldn't be pissed off if they do win. Because I hate that. That's silly. All right, let's take one more.
Well, Brodes, this is a winnable game. I mean, I think that as long as we do not make Teddy Bridgewater look like he's freaking Aaron Rodgers out here, just dumping the balls, 10, 15 yards every single time, every single play, don't give him a 90% completion pass, we have a chance to win this game if we stick with our if we stick with our good run game that we have been doing through the last two games. Obviously, the Broncos have a very good defense. They just displayed that against Dallas. I think as long as Jalen Hurts can make some throws and we consistently keep our run game up and we do not make Teddy Bridgewater look like an MVP, we have a chance to win this game. Those are my thoughts, Brodes. Have a good day.
Do you see my problem, though, is you're right. You laid out everything that I basically talked about for 28 minutes or so, which is hey, you are right on the money. If Jalen Hurts, if Jordan Howard, if Jonathan Gannon, if all this, and, well, sure, they can all play out a way that favors the Eagles. It's just the percentage of it happening is so much smaller than the other weeks. The other weeks, it was obvious the run game was going to work. It was inevitable before the game even began. You knew that if targeting that area was generating success no matter what. I don't know if that's the case, though, and it may. It's just, I don't know how consistent it'll be. And to expect anything to change with the whole quarterback thing, until I see it, I won't believe it. Until Jonathan Gannon figures this out and applies more pressure the right way, because just sending a guy and then dropping Derek Barnett, that doesn't work. That's a flawed way of thinking. So we got to be smarter all the way around and execute better as well. It's just something that I have to wait to see. I need to see it before I believe it, and that's where I stand. So I see this as a loss on the road, maybe something along the lines of maybe 31-20, 31-17, maybe that range. That's kind of where I'm at here. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for listening to this episode of Sports Talk with Brodes, and I will see you next time.